Good morning, and we're back with another section from our webinar series again. We had been discussing a lot about why you should be considering being a virtual assistant in real estate, why or what is about the US real estate trends, and we've also introduced you to the Inside Sales Associate role the last time that we've had our webinar series. Now, for today, we're going to be back with another introduction to another real estate virtual assistant role, which is all about the real estate marketing position. Now, you may heard that there's a lot of demand right now when it comes to marketing. A lot of ads are coming out in different communities about being a marketing person, a marketing professional. There are a lot of ads and openings about social media marketers as well. And you may notice that not only real estate gets to be so curious and so on the hit with marketing too. There's a lot of marketing openings in e-commerce as well, and a lot of different fields. And you may kind of hinted on it because, as you know, with the pandemic, a lot of people are staying inside. So they're more inclined into consuming a lot of information online. And that means there's a lot of tough competition for companies out there to stay present, to stay available and accessible to a lot of different people in terms of the digital world. And with a lot of competition, there's also a lot of noise. So marketing people, marketing professionals right now are really, really in demand. But I guess the biggest question right now that we have will be, what is it really to become a real estate marketing person? Like what do they do, and what can we expect from the role? Even though there's a lot of demand to it, it's always great to understand, like, what can you actually expect if you are hired as a real estate marketing person, or can you do it, or what are the skills that you will be expecting to have, or what is required of you to know if you're going to be a real estate marketing person. So hopefully at the end of this section, you will have a better understanding about this position, and also what are the expectations you have to also set for yourself. So I guess that's going to be our purpose, our goal for today. So we're going to be discussing about the roles of the marketing professional or a marketing person, and the opportunities that you also get to recognize in the real estate process. That's very, very important if you're going to be a marketing person, because not all clients are going to be aware of these as well. Also, we're going to talk about generating contents and materials for your clients, and also setting the right expectations with them as well for your position. Now, like I said earlier, not all clients are aware of these. I guess that's also one of the biggest challenge for being a marketing professional, because sometimes they are really, really excited. A lot of clients are very excited today to hire somebody that is able or ready to provide that kind of services, marketing services, but they're not really sure as to what they do by themselves. Like, they don't really have that much of an idea. And it's kind of like an abstract role. Like, okay, I have a marketing person, but when you get to ask them, okay, what are you expecting? Sometimes they're not really sure by themselves. So this is going to be a great discussion today about the role. So what do we expect as to being a marketing assistant or marketing professional in a real estate business? So if you're going to be working with a real estate team, there are 4 major roles that you get to work with, or it's a big umbrella of tasks, but more likely you will be able to categorize it with 4 different purposes or functions. Number 1, you have rebranding or branding if the brand isn't really identified just yet, which is highly possible. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. And then social media management, which is a big, big hit right now, especially now that we are in or after the COVID era. So it's still really, really big right now, social media management. And then we also have your content creation, always content is king. And of course, your lead generation. Now, what do all of these four things mean? What are the underlying tasks that we have for them? So for rebranding or branding, we have everything that we get to fall into brand positioning and branding image. Now, once you get to work with a team, more likely you will expect as an assistant that they already have their own logo, they have their own name, but sometimes it's not always the case. There are a lot of cases, and there are also a lot of virtual assistants who may have experience wherein they were hired to a team and there's really not a guide as to what that team is all about. And in that case, as a marketing person, you will have to realize for yourself that it will take your skills and your knowledge to be able to build that brand positioning. So we have their understanding the power of brand positioning. You will have to be able to be as aware and educated yourself as to why is it really important. So let's talk a little bit about that. Why is it important to have a brand if you're going to be managing marketing strategies or you're going to be working with a real estate team or a real estate agent? Suppose if you have an agent with you or a team with you, it is very important that you are identifiable. We've discussed way in the beginning of our webinar series that there are almost millions, if not more, of agents in the like across the nation. And that would mean that there's a lot of competition in just one city. You can just imagine how many real estate agents are there in a specific area, and that would mean that we would have to compete and be with that noise. And being a team or an agent without a brand would mean that you're just being swallowed by the industry as itself. So it'll be very, very important that you get to differentiate yourself with other teams and other agents. And that would mean that you have to have something that is unique, identifiable, and really special to be heard and to be trusted by the leads and the clients that we have in a specific area. So what are these tasks that you can help your team with? So we have there creating a logo design. Now, not all of us are gifted with the skills of creating a novelty logo, but we should be able to know the importance of it so that we can also advise our clients to like, hey, you need a person to create and design your logo. If it's not going to be us or ourselves, we have to give them the push to be able to do that. That will give them name, that will give them identification, that will make them unique above the others, and that will really give them something that they can humanize, that this is the identity of our brand. This is the identity of our team. So that's really, really important. We also have their choosing team brand colors, again, with the uniqueness in creating identity. Deciding on a team caption or a tagline. Now, we're going back again there. The positioning is very important. Is your team for families, or are you targeting millennials? Are you targeting new couples, for example, who may be willing to buy a new house for their new family? So you have to really identify what's the positioning of your team, what's the image that you would like to create in order to reach a very targeted number of people that really matches your team's identity. You also have there creating a brand style guide. Now, Chris, what is in a brand style guide? For some of you who may not be as familiar with the marketing position in the branding side, branding style guide is actually a layout wherein you will be able to see your logo versions, just like emblem logos, and then you have there your captions as well. You have your identifying brand colors, your preferred formats, and everything that will definitely guide you as per how you can create templates, how you can create designs for your team. Now, the question is, why is it important? The reason why branding style guides or brand style guides are important is because it will help other people to also identify your materials in a very uniform way. A lot of brands make mistakes wherein they create materials out of the purpose of it, but actually it's not as identifiable with their team. So that's kind of like not as good because of the different because of a lot of things going on and a lot of things or materials that are coming out of their team with different layouts and different designs. It kind of comes out like there's no singularity for the team, and that may also mean that there's a struggle within the team to identify what is it exactly that they're trying to portray and display. So having a branding style guide will definitely eliminate that kind of differences and really provide uniformity in terms of the brand that you would want to create. We also have creating collaterals and brand designs. Again, uniformity. That's what we strive for. For everything that you are going to put out for your team or for the agent that you're going to work with, that is something that you would really want to have. You want to drive uniformity for all the materials that you have, not for you to be boring, but for you to be identifiable. That if this material comes out, it has our logo on it, it has our brand colors on it, and so they know wherever it is taken that this is coming from our team. That's our thing. And that is very important because in the growing market share, that is definitely something that will help you have the brand retention that your team or your agent will need. Now, apart from rebranding or branding, you also have your social media management or the social media marketing per se. Now, understanding the value of being famous. A lot of people strive for likes, following, a lot of people following their pages and being available or present in different platforms. And we do have a growing number of platforms as well. We started with Facebook, we have Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Now we have TikTok, and it keeps on growing and growing and growing every day. Now, Facebook now has Meta. We don't know what's that going to do to us, but Meta seems to be very, very exciting. So we're looking forward as to what the Facebook team is going to give us next for their Facebook era. We're gonna see. The latest that we've seen so far was TikTok, and everybody's still raving with TikTok. Every day there are millions of contents that are being released in TikTok, and some of the real estate agents are already adapting their strategies to be in front of more people with that platform. Now, with that, in as you may have experienced in the past, as you also adapt with the social media that is being available to the mass, you will also anticipate on how consumers, like the leads that we will have for real estate, will also adapt just like yourself. And that would mean that as business people, as agents and real estate team leaders, we also get to adapt based on how we deliver our messages. So, for example, if you're going to be a marketing person, it pays off to understand the importance of social media management. When am I going to be posting? What am I going to be posting? Who should be able to see it? How should it look like? What is the size that I'm supposed to use? To the very minute details of the colors that you're going to be using, how you're going to design it, what should be visible to it. Would you need audio on it? Does it pay off to have a video on it? The stickers work, emojis, GIF searches. So how am I going to release it? A lot of question actually follows with social media management. So we have enlisted a couple of things. Creating a marketing plan for social media handles. Now, this is really, really important. A lot of people dive in with social media and they're like, oh, this is fun. I'm going to go ahead and post it. But as you know, just like high school, social media is a popularity contest. The more people that get to know you in social media, the more effective you are. The function of social media, basically, when it was created, is to reach out to more people and be able to connect That is the main function of social media. And if you really want to be successful in social media marketing, you should be able to also internalize that. So, for example, if you're going to be on Facebook, you have to create marketing strategies and marketing plans that surround around the algorithms of Facebook as well. So on with the rest of the other platforms. So, for example, let's go back to Facebook. Facebook, they want to connect with more people. So if you're going to be creating a marketing plan, you have to be very specific as to what kind of content you want to put out. What kind of message do you want to get out there? And who are the people that you want to connect to? Now, realize that even though there's a lot of scandals, that there are bots and AIs that are already on Facebook, there are also a lot of real, actual people. And the people who, or profiles that you have seen that have been very, very successful, you'll notice are those people that are really getting to be authentic in social media. They show you the part of their lives that you feel so relatable. And that's basically why they're successful as well, because they want you and they let you see a portion of their lives that is something you can relate with. So just think about that when you create your next marketing plan. Planning will help you schedule what is right to post. So that is always to bear in mind. That brings us to our next item, creating the right content specific to each platform. Now, there is a growing guide that we have when it comes to social media management. I posted on Facebook because I want to share a part of my life. Here's a photo of it on Instagram. And here's my opinion about it in Twitter. And here's a whole video of a story of it in YouTube. So you'll notice just from that short caption that there's a lot of different version of and perspective on how you deliver a message or a story throughout the different platforms of social media. A picture will grow you likes in Instagram, but not as much in Facebook, because Facebook, they consume a completely different kind of content. And if you're going to have a long video, you're not going to post it on TikTok. You're going to post it in YouTube because that's where you go. So you definitely have to understand, like what our item said there, the right piece of content that you want to deliver and the perfect platform for it. Understand the algorithms. Again, we're talking about algorithms here. Take note that each social media management is a tool. It is programmed to promote a specific kind of content that matches its requirements and the way that it was created for. So if you were able to understand that algorithm, you will be able to strategize exactly what you need to put out, and that will definitely boost you up to success. Not all contents can be forwarded to all platforms. Take note of that. Again, each platform has a specific audience. If your audience doesn't like your content, don't put it out there. Select the right content for each platform. Understanding the algorithms and policies for each handle. Now, that's very true as well. Not all platforms has the same policies. Some of the platforms have very, very specific policies that will be much stricter compared to other platforms. Just to tickle your mind a little bit. For example, you're not going to post something that is weirdly adult content. That's something that you're going to post on OnlyFans to something else like Facebook. That's just, I mean, that's just like it, that's just a straight out analogy that I can think of. That's just it. You're not going to put one content that is specific to a specific platform to another platform. You have to think wisely. It goes the same ways with Facebook, Twitter, it goes the same way. But that's like the harshest example, in case you didn't get it. I'm not saying your Asian has to post and OnlyFans, don't do that. But, that's kind of like, that's the amount of understanding that you have to have. Understanding impressions of every content. Here you go. Understanding impressions of every content. Now, remember, every content or piece that you put out there, that you post, that you promote, that you put out an ad on, it will reflect the positioning and image of your team or your agent or the agent that you are representing. So be very careful. Be very careful of what you put out there. It's not enough for you to be able to think that, oh, a lot of people is going to react to this, and then you post it out. You have to understand that for each post, there is a long-term and a short-term effect for it. A lot of people may like it, but eventually a lot of people may also hate it. In that case, you may want to think about it again. Example, a lot of YouTubers and even people on Twitter receive hate for for posts that they have published years ago. Just take note of that. Think about that for a little bit. That is the reason why social media marketers plan, because sometimes you may think that it is fun. You may think that it will get you a lot of likes, but eventually, if people will think about the post that you created, about the post that you put out there, are people going to like it? Is it actually right? Does it reflect you right? So you really have to think about that. Otherwise, it will come back to you. Maybe in a good way. That's right. That's good. But what if it comes back to you in a negative way? So always think about that. Defining a unique social media approach. That is very, very true. There is a book that had been out by Gary V. For everyone out there, it's not actually Gary V. I realized that there's a celebrity in the Philippines that his name is Gary V. I'm actually talking about Gary Vaynerchuk. He has a book, books about social media marketing and creating a marketing plan around a strategy for campaigns and how you post. And it is a very good book that lets you know or lets you run the insights about what to post and how you react with what is happening right now in order for you to create something effective. Now, you will have to do like a trial and error sometimes. I think that's a given. But being able to understand the situation and immediately reacting to it and being able to put out unique content is also very, very important. So always bear in mind that, stay authentic for yourself. Bear in mind the people that you represent if you're being a social media marketer, if you're presenting a team or a real estate agent. What do they want to say? And think about it as a message that you would want to deliver. And that will pretty much give you a lot of success to it. Which brings us to the last item for social media management, which is securing results. Now, securing results is not as crazy as before, because before, if you want to do marketing, there's a lot of things that you can vaguely cloud. Because before, marketing is it's just art. It's there. You're going to put out an ad. If somebody likes it, great. If nobody likes it, we'll never know. But now marketing is very, very quantifiable. We can see the insights for everything. Even TikTok has insights now. How many people looked at it? How many people viewed it? How many seconds did they watch the video? Which part of the video did they watch the most? Where did they pause? What did they look at? And how many likes did they get? How many impressions did you get? How many people reached that post? So there's a lot of quantifiable factors that are already in there. And that will definitely, it's going to break you or it's going to help you. So choose the latter. Choose the latter. Read through the insights. Let it educate you as to what people want to see, what people desires to see, and what else can you put out there. So apart from social media management, we also have content creation. I think it kind of goes by and by. If social media is kind of how many likes you get, although that's the assumption, content creation will definitely secure you loyal fans. I think that's a different thing. People will get to like your post if it's interesting, but loyal fans will make the action. So if you're trying to represent an agent or a real estate team, you definitely want to have value, which is given to you by contents, like value added contents. It will make sure that you don't only get likes and following, but it will definitely get you traction that is worth profits. So how do you do that? How do you create value added content? Main reminder, content is king, and it commands authority if it is great. If it is great. Now we're talking about actual contents here that is well researched, like the third item, take time in researching which content works. It pays off to have a well-researched content. It also pays off to have a relevant content. There are a lot of things that you can write about, make videos of, create a graphics about, but if it doesn't match your audience, if it doesn't matter at all, and if it's not interesting, it doesn't create value, nobody's going to bat another eye to it. They will like it the first time because you can wow them, maybe, yeah, but not always will it come off as valuable, because value will make them stay. That's a thing. Try to watch a video, for example, on YouTube and see how you like it. If you don't like the video, what were you going to do? You're going to skip it. You're not going to watch it anymore. Sample. Try going to YouTube, watch a video that you feel you like. You're going to go ahead and scroll up and down for videos that you think you will like. What are the things that catches your attention? Number one, the thumbnail. If you like the thumbnail, you'll click on it. If you like the title and it matters to you, you will click on it. But when you watch it, first 5 seconds, you feel like, oh, I don't think this is it. I don't think I like it. You're going to go ahead and skip and find something else. That's a real thing. And if you're running your business with social media or digital presence, that is something that you have to take note of. If your customers or your audience doesn't like the content that you provide, if you don't have value to your content, you're not going to stay. They're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go look for a second opinion, and they're not going to stay for what you're going to say. So you have to be able to create value added content. Again, how do you get to create it? Research. Research is not dead, people. No matter how short and shorter of an attention span we get because of the amount of content that are flushing to us, research is not dead. You definitely still have to go to research the content that you put out. Go to Google, read about it, check out what your competition is doing, see what they're writing about, and see what they have missed and write about it. Create a content that your audience may have missed from other people, from the whole community, that you feel like you can put on the table and be the only person to spot it and share about it. Weigh out what's going out there and create something that is unique, that is valuable, that is worth reading. So go out there, check out the competition. That's not bad. Research about what else you can write about, and be relevant. It's very important. Be relevant. Not all contents are applicable to all audiences. That's true. You cannot just write contents because you want it. Like I said earlier, it's very important to be relevant. If your audience is not interested to the things that you're writing about, they're not going to be reading it, even though you're friends. Plan contents ahead of time. Again, marketing plan. Marketing plan is very, very important. Have a calendar. Create a social media calendar, create a marketing calendar, and decide when is the best time, or research about it. When is the best time to post these contents? And what is the right format to post these contents? That will really help you create more engagement and more traffic for the team or the agent that you're working with. The last item that we have is have a formula for creating content. Now that is true. A lot of successful real estate teams and real estate agents also have that with their social media person or marketing person. They have a formula for it. What does that mean, Chris? They have an ongoing pattern of what to do. Okay, beginning of the month, we're going to release a marketing update. After that, we're going to release certain teasers, and then we're going to release a video, and then an email campaign, and so on and so forth. Now, there's a lot of marketing strategies that you can play around. The secret is to continue researching about it, read what the insights are telling you, identify which is effective, and create a pattern out of that. Patterns create habits. Habits become results. So you have to really stick to it. See what works, keep doing it, stay consistent with it, and you will be able to earn results out of it too. So we talked about content creation, social media management. Now we go to the actual thing that real estate agents and teams are looking for. Lead generation. This is the end game, people. Lead generation is basically the reason why marketing people are exactly in demand. Teams and agents want to have more leads. More leads means more conversions. More conversions means more money. And that's what everybody wants. Not that it's bad. That's good. We want to have results. So marketing with the purpose in mind, that is very true. Again, like I said earlier, marketing right now is very, very quantifiable. And we want to make sure that we have those kinds of numbers, positive numbers. So have our control and measure. So again, a lot, I think all platforms now have insights. When we talk about insights, we're talking about statistics. How many people viewed your post? How is it effective? How many leads have you generated from this post? And there are platforms out there that will help you identify that, not just by the number of clicks, not just by the number of people who followed you, but actually by the number of people who made the action. So for example, for us in the real estate industry, whenever we put out ads, we actually have sign-up forms for each of them. We put out an ad, we have this new house that is for sale. What do you think about it? And people get to click on it, they get to sign up. This is my name, this is my phone number, this is my email address. I want that house. That there is a lead. The next step that you're going to do about that, pass it to your ISA. Hey, ISA, call it. That's how marketing works. You put out your product there, you put out your services there, you show it to the world sees it, they're, wow, I like that, I'm going to go ahead and buy that. You push it to the ISA closes an appointment, send it to your agent closes it, that's money right there. That's just how simple it is. So you have to create a very effective marketing campaign, marketing strategy that will bring that in. That's the lead generation part of it. Now, don't create content, have a purpose. Don't just create a content, have a purpose. A lot of marketing professionals, they tend to lean on the mistake wherein, okay, I have a house. Let's create a graphic for it, and then let's put it out. But what works? What happens next? That's the thing. You put out the listing, you put out the house for sale, you put it on Facebook, but what's the plan? That is why a lot, there goes our next item, learn when and where to have your call to action. That is it. That's your purpose, your call to action. The call to action will make sure that the people who reads through your ad, who reads through your graphic, eventually will have a step that they can take. What is the next step? Do I have to sign up on it? If I click on it, will that take me to what I want to happen? What is it that you want to happen? And that will actually bring you to something that is quantifiable, and that is an actual opportunity that your team can actually convert. The last item that we have is understanding how marketing funnels work. Now, like I said earlier, there is a process to it. You don't just post out there. There is a whole process for it. Put out an ad, they sign up, push it to the ISA, etc., etc., etc. The marketing funnel will help you understand where are you at the part of the marketing process, the lead generation process, the conversion process, and with that, you will be able to understand where do we put each strategies on. Now, don't get me wrong, we may have been talking a lot about social media and digital marketing, but apart from that, there are a lot of different strategies that you can create. You can create flyers. People are going out now. We're not just at home and like doing Facebook or TikTok all day long. People are going out now. They're doing open houses. They're sending out flyers. They're handing out their business cards again. So don't be afraid to try out other marketing strategies. Right after the pandemic, now people are going maskless now. After the pandemic, people are yearning. They're hungry for physical contact. They want to be out there. They want to see you. They want to touch you. Ooh. And they want to be with people. And that is why a lot of real estate teams are now diving back in with the open houses, door knocking. They're doing client events again. They're holding out contests, community drives. So be out there and explore a lot of different marketing strategies and use that in your marketing funnel. What are we going to do first? Okay, after the Facebook ads, after the graphics, what are we going to do next? Are you going to have Facebook Live? Are you going to have email campaigns? Are you going to be sending out postcards? People are sending out postcards up until this day, and it is very, very effective too, especially in some areas. And you may want to think about sending out gifts. You can also do that. Or you can have client events where people gather and they can have swag bags and games and prizes and just have some fun. Open houses is very effective as well, especially if you're listing a house. Or, for example, prospect. Work with your ISA. Hey, ISA, I have a thought. Maybe we can work out something. Let's start a campaign. Maybe you can circle prospect around the area. It's a comprehensive process. You have to utilize all parts of your team, not just yourself. You also have your whole team to work with. If you're going to build up your agent, have your agent out there. Let her or him introduce himself to the area that you're working with, that you're marketing to. And that will really bring out a lot of results. So, lead generation. Again, if you have any questions or if you're curious about any other strategies that can be possible for marketing houses or marketing listings, please let us know in the comment section below this video. We'd love to know your thoughts and your questions, and you can let us know as well, what are the other strategies that you've had with your team? And it will also let us know a lot of the things that we can also share with the rest of the group. And apart from the different functions that we have, we also have listed out a couple of questions that you can ask to your client. Now, this is very important, guys. Like I said in the beginning of our section for today, there are clients who are in love with the idea of having a marketing professional with their team. There are also a lot of clients who are interested in hiring a marketing assistant, social media person, a video editor, etc. But they're not really sure as to what they do or what can happen if they hire somebody. So we've listed a couple of questions that you should ask your client. Now, we're embarking on setting the right expectations with your clients because we want to make sure that they're also aware of what they can expect from you, from the position, and what they can achieve if you're gonna be working together. So what are some of the questions that we have right here? We have, what's the plan? What's your message? Now that's a part of branding. What is the message that you would like to deliver to your target market? That's very important. You have to identify, like we said earlier when we were discussing about branding, you have to identify the message that they would want to deliver and the positioning that they want to have as a team or as a persona of the business. So Ask about what's the plan, what's the end game, what's the message, how much involvement do you expect from me? That's true. That's very, very important too. Some people don't know, some clients don't know what exactly it is that they want from the marketing assistant. They may give you a very vague task, and that is very dangerous. A lot of marketing assistants ended up having a dilemma because their client end up expecting them to do something and they end up doing something else. Basically because they haven't discussed what exactly their expectations are. So it's very important to have boundaries and have a specific line of tasks that you would want to focus on. Otherwise, you're going to end up trying to do everything and then end up doing nothing, because they're expecting you to do everything else and that you're going to be the magic solution for everything else, which is not really their reality. Not because you can't do it, but because there's just too much. There's too much to do. So you have to have a goal. You have to have a set of expectations that you can actually meet, and something that is really actionable. So have an action plan. Set up the expectations correctly, and don't set it too high. If you're just one person, I mean, who knows? They may not be paying you enough. That is true, guys. That is really, really true. So just set the right expectations and do what you agreed on, and you're going to end up with a really, really happy client instead. Do you need someone to collaborate with or to create? That's true. That's kind of like a more of a creative challenge. We've worked with a lot of different clients before, and some of them has an idea of what they want. They can show you what they want. They can visualize and help you see what it is that they are expecting from a marketing person. Some don't. They don't have an actual or any idea at all of what exactly they want to have. And that is something that you would want to establish at the very beginning of a working relationship. Okay, I'm going to be your marketing assistant. What level of creation are we looking for? Do you have something in mind? Do you already have a plan? Can you visualize the plan that you have? Or do you want me to create the plan and start from scratch? That will save a lot of time if you will be able to ask that and have that kind of discussion with your client. Do you already have a project design in mind, or would you need something from scratch? See, that goes by and by with our other item. How much time do I have for this project? Who is your audience and what is your purpose? I think who is your audience and what is your purpose is something that we already tackled from the previous items. But how much time do I have for this project is very, very important. This is very significant, guys. It will take you away from a lot of drama from working with a client. A lot of clients, again, they do not know what to expect. And so sometimes they expect you to do a task that may be tedious and time consuming, and they would expect you to do it at the end of the day. Immediately, please empower yourself to also explain to your client that, hey, it's going to take a couple of days before it ends. It may take a couple of days for it to be revised. We are going to have to edit it, etc., etc. And set the right expectations that it may take a while for it to be possible. Unless you can do it quickly, then that'll be okay. But if you don't, be able to say no. If they tell you that, hey, I need this now, can we do it now? If you can't tell them, it's not going to hurt. If it does, if they tell you that, no, I need it now, I don't think it's going to take a while, let them in, be honest about it, and tell them that the project, if it's going to take 2 days, tell them that it's going to take 2 days. Be honest about it. Walk them through the process. For example, one of the most tedious tasks we have as a marketing person is video editing. Very simple, video editing. If you're going to think about it, video editing, if you already have your mind into it and you know which tool you want to use, you can already do it in a very short time. But even the tools would not allow you to do that. For example, if you're going to edit a 10-minute video, it's not going to take 10 minutes. there's a lot of raw editing for that. And then you're going to have to do the rendering process, and you're going to save it. You're going to watch it again. And then you realize something is wrong with it. And so you're going to get back. They're also transcribing the captions, so et cetera, et cetera. And it wouldn't take just 10 minutes. It wouldn't take 1 hour even sometimes. So walk them through the process. Hey, client, thank you for sending me the raw material for this, or the raw video for this. Just want to set the right expectation. It may take us until the end of the day, and then we'll let you know once we're done. We can watch it and we can go through the revisions. If they tell you, no, it's not going to take until the end of the day, walk them through the process. I realize that you may have a different expectation. Just to walk you through, we usually do this and that, and then bullet point it. Let them know what happens through the process so that they can also visualize what you go through to create that kind of piece or that kind of project. And that will enlighten them as well. Because again, not all of them are as educated with what you do. So be informed yourself, and let them be informed as well of what you have to go through. If that client still forces you to do something that is too short of a time, empower yourself to say no. There are a lot of clients that are looking for a marketing person. Do not put yourself in a situation where you have to cut yourself short. That's my best advice for you guys. Do you have the same problem as this? If you do, please comment and let us know. And if you need any help, if you want to talk to somebody about having that kind of dilemma, please message us. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to help you out as well. A lot of people are going through that. And of course, we want to reach out to those people. We really want to help you out. It's a growing concern, and it shouldn't be. It definitely shouldn't. Okay. So apart from the question, so you already have your talk with your client, you already know what to expect. Now it's your chance. What are the opportunities that you can do to market within a real estate transaction? We talked a little bit about the marketing funnel earlier, and how is it to generate leads, to push it to your ISA and to your agents, to convert it, etc. Now, that is just a glimpse of the things that you can do to market a listing or a house for sale. Just throughout that process, there are a lot of things that you can do. Again, we mentioned some portions of it. You can do open houses. You can do door knocking, where you have like flyers and you have the agents walk around the neighborhood and they can give away those flyers. You can do email campaigns, and you can also do ads. A lot of people are into ads right now. Facebook ads, YouTube ads. Do they have Twitter ads? I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. I think even TikTok now has TikTok ads. Have you seen some of those? Comment below. I want to know. And yeah, so there are a lot of strategies that you can do. And the thing is, you don't just have to do that in the very beginning. You can extend it up until the very closing, because real estate is your business. So you have to be able to recognize those kinds of opportunities. You can start from the very basic of like sending out emails or putting out graphics, being visible to different platforms, to the very minute marketing strategies, sending out postcards, sending out gifts, and being out there. And like I said in the beginning, you can also work with your ISAs in the team as well. Like, hey, you can also announce this, call around the area, announce that we have something that is for sale right now, or start conversations about listings. And you can do that even up until the closing. Every milestone, recognize it. Recognize every milestone of the process. And that will really help you engage with more people. People just want to be connected with these platforms and with these campaigns that you're trying to build off. And you're just trying to build friends. Just as much as ISAs or inside sales associate want to build a relationship with leads, as a marketing person, we also get to create those kinds of relationships, just in bulk, big bulks. And as we said, more leads more conversion opportunities. So be out there, strategize with your clients, identify what you can do for each milestone of your business, and you'll be able to really reach and generate more leads. Now, we are at the wrap up of today. Once again, we do encourage you guys to please let us know if you have any questions about being a marketing assistant for real estate teams and real estate agents. Comment on this video and let us know if you have any questions or if you have any insights about the role. If you have been a real estate marketing person, please let us know what your challenges are, and we'd love to hear it, and maybe we can also discuss it on our future videos. And if you have any questions about the tools and some of the things and strategies that we use, again, please comment as well and let us know what are some of the strategies that you would want to discuss about being a marketing assistant. We'd love to know and would like to help you out, guys. So we'd love to hear those comments. Anyway, this is our wrap for today. Next part of our series, we're going to be discussing real estate transactions and what is it like to be a transaction coordinator for a real estate team. I hope you guys liked our section for today. And we'll see you on our next part or section. Thank you so much. You have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.